Hey everyone, back again. Yeah, so today's little adventure, I think we're going to start looking at wiring. Just might be something a bit more interesting than what all the other stuff we've been doing. So, I don't have the GoPro today, so you're going to bear with me. So, the plan will be to get the dash out of it, pull all wiring, or what's left of all the wiring, the mess that's in there. Yeah, pull that out, all that mess. Yeah, just that's all going in the bin. I might keep that solenoid. Yeah, pull that mess out. I think a lot of that might have been factory wiring to start with, maybe. It's buggered now, so it's going. It's just not worth the effort to try and salvage and try and make it work, because it's just a bird's nest. Half the insulation's gone off it, and there is one bit here which still has tape on it. I think they originally had tape. I don't really know. So yeah, now I'll show you what we got going on to replace it. So this is the replacement. This is just an Agri-Line wiring harness. Nothing fancy. They're quite reasonably priced. I don't know what they're like quality wise, but they look good. Well, they look good so far. Bloody bugs, it just landed on me. Alright, don't know where he came from, but obviously that's what they're doing today. Landing on people. Yeah, I should have done all this off camera. Yeah, I've got the GoPro, the mag mount. Nothing to join the phone to the mag mount. Alright, I'll get this unwrapped and I'll bring you back. Alright, so at a first glance, this is obviously our dash harness. Comes down there with some bullet connectors. That would be not alternator, generator, I'm guessing. I think. No. Maybe. No, actually, that might not be. That might be on-off switch, dash, starter solenoid, yeah. That'd be the starter switch on the starter, yep. And this is the lead for up the front. So that would be your generator, oil pressure, obviously, and that would be your headlights. And we do have this harness, which I'm assuming is for the tail lights. And of course, those globes they didn't come with that. I scrounged them up from work. They're old stock. They've been sitting in a box for years, so they're 5-watt ones. I think this probably should have 4s, but beggars can't be choosers, so I don't know. We'll see how they go. If they're a bit bright, I might get a box of 4s, but we'll see. So yeah, obviously that bit goes there. That bit, oh, well, I'm lost now. Yeah, that would have to go there. I don't know about this. This is just a generic bloody, I suppose, ignition switch from that mob. It's pretty craptacular, but I suppose all it's got to do is turn the thing on and off. Like, I don't know if I'll ever put lights on this thing, but yeah, it's just not, yeah, I don't know. It's nowhere near as nice as the old ones. But I've got a few of them floating around, but I think they've all been outside for too long. They're all just corroded up, and they move, but I don't even know if they're going to work. Like the one in the power major, yeah, that's pretty funky and does weird things. So I think I've only got a key for one of the other ones too, which I think is the one for the super there, I think. So, Oh, we're missing one other bit. I'll go grab it. And that is a well, not a start-stop, but a stop cable. Now, that's not original style, it's just a generic thing. It's listed for them, but I did find Agriline sell period correct stop cable, because it should have a black knob on it. I think it says engine stop or something on it originally. So I might get a couple of them. I don't really care for this thing, but for the, well, for that super, and I think the new major up there, I think that needs one too. Actually, I think they all need one except for the power major. I think all the rest need one. So there's a couple $100 just in stop cables. Yay. Alright, well, I'm going to start piecing this all together. See how we go. Don't know what the weather's going to do because it's looking a bit sus. So I'll put some globes in this harness. I'll clip all the harness together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to terminate as much as I can, like all these. And then I might, put it in the tractor. Or at least this switch, because that'll be a bugger to try and do behind the actual instrument panel. But I'm only just realising now, I don't think I've got any bolts for these two. This is the problem. And I know where the bolts would be, about an hour down the road at the good old hardware store. That old, what do they call it? Sausage warehouse, Bunnings. But yeah, that's a 2-hour round trip. So I'll terminate a bit of this and try and, work it out. And I'll bring you guys back when I've got something to look at, because I can't terminate and hold the phone at the same time. So it is what it is. All right, I'll bring you back in a sec. Alright, we're back. So got that all wired up. Pretty straightforward. Nice little diagram here, tells you what to do. The thing that sort of threw me a little bit was the power, feed and side tail on the bottom there. I was looking at it, I just couldn't work it out. Then I realised that they're doubled up. So you've got a red wire and a blue wire, a black wire and a red yellow. So when you look up here, you can see, where are we? There's one. Where's the other one? Around here. So they're the doubled up ones. So that was all pretty straightforward. The only other thing, when you look at the diagram, the one that says head, which I assume will be headlights, on here is that one right there. And it doesn't say head, it's got like FH, I think. Front headlights? I don't know. But everything else matches. So it's, it's one of those things. It's got to be that. Yeah, everything else doesn't seem too bad. Like starter solenoid, it's got 3 posts on it. So you orientate it around, so the 3 posts are like that. And yeah, red, yellow, and that should be pretty straightforward. That little post though, where is it? So there's the 2 wires. So yellow one, of course, yeah, it's a massive feed wire. That's also an awfully big terminal to go on that tiny little freaking post. But that doesn't matter. It's got a bolt and a nut. I'll work something out. Either I'll put a terminal that matches that spade. Well, yeah, I'll work something out. I might change the terminal on the end. Now, I might go have a look at the power major, because the power major has original wiring in it. So we'll just have a look, see how that's wired up. Right, let's have a look. So this one does have the different control box, so that will be a little different. Let's have a look. Oh yes, that goes that way. No, yeah, red and yellow. But on the factory harness, the red wire is quite a bit smaller. Bloody cobwebs everywhere. As long as you guys can see that. I don't know what that is. That someone wrote that on there years ago. I never opened this side, so it's sort of, you know, I never pay attention to half this stuff because there's no need to open this side. Yeah, he looks like spark plug part number or something, or unless something to do with the regulator. Actually, I think I've got a cover for that regulator there too, out of one of the old ones. So yeah, that's all factory wiring. Oh yeah, those two will be for the horn, which this doesn't have. It's got the bracket. I wonder is that bracket there supposed to have the wiring in it or not? Poor old girl, she needs a good wash. And yeah, the next thing will be wiring all this up down here. So yeah, because that's, the headlights have never been hooked up on this thing ever since I've sort of owned it, and there's really no real reason. I don't know, haven't. I really should do it, but I haven't got there yet. So that's all pretty straightforward. Now the next question is, does that wiring run behind or in front of the starter? I've seen them wired up, so some are behind, some are in front. I've always thought, well, behind makes more sense, but I think I've got one here and it runs out here with a little clippy thing. Let's go have a look. I'll stop this and I'll bring you back. Alright, so this is the new Performance. And see, it runs on the outside. I thought there was a clip. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, the way I look at it, I reckon inside would be better for that, up near the block. Because it just seems to come out and round for no real reason. Because you can terminate those wires both sides from memory. So yeah, the wiring's she's a bit howdy-doody in this, but it might still work. And if it still works, we'll just roll with it. Because, you know, I like originality and all that blah 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 sort of stuff. Just looking up in there how the wire, don't know if you'll be able to see it, but how the wiring goes. So I think on that switch, I think the wires are supposed to come straight out. Yeah, this one doesn't have a key. That one doesn't have a key. I think this one might have a key. Yeah, that one has a key. So I've got 3 with keys. That's alright. Doesn't really matter. And also too, I notice the keys are different. Like the key you get with the aftermarket switch is like just a really, really generic key sort of thing. Yeah, so that's still got tail light wiring. I sort of know where that goes, even though we won't need it. Yeah, I think it comes around to here, and they usually have the trailer plug here. Anywho, yeah, I think that's a bit. Get back to it. All right, here comes the fun bit. That. Get through all that off. Get up in there and snip them off. Ooh, still one more. Someone put a bloody exhaust elbow in the way here. There we go. There's some of it. Now, what you guys say, I'm trying to do 2 things at once here. This is not exactly easy. Bloody spiders, they take over everything. I'll just snip that whole lot off there, because that might help for reassembly, keeping those wires in where they should be. Now we'll get down in here, cut all that, cut all that, cut that one. Oop, didn't really need to cut that. We stuck on. Oh no, we just wrapped around things. Alright, I'll rip this out and I'll bring you back. Alright, so we have a mess of wiring here. And we've got one instrument panel. So this is what they had. This little momentary pull switch thing. There's a bit of dirt in there. So I need to find some fasteners for it. I need to find some bolts for my two solenoids. Well, the starter switch and solenoid, I should say. Hopefully that'll all come out and the other one will just fit in. And yeah, then we can put this bit back in. So I'll clean all this up and yeah, rip this crap out and I'll bring you back. I'm back. Now, got everything out of there. Nice new stop, pull, jigger. That fitted in fine. I didn't have to trim anything and it just fitted. So that's good. Because they have like a little, they're a half moon sort of hole, so they don't spin. And yeah, it fitted fine. Still haven't found any bolts for the bloody key switch, so that sort of limits what I can do today. But as you noticed, a lot of the wiring's gone. That's over in that tractor now. So I suppose I'll take you over and show you what's been going on with that. If anyone wants, I don't know if I showed it before. Yeah, that's part number. Yeah, well, we'll talk about that when I get over here. So all the wiring's ripped out. The wiring's on its way in. It's all very self-explanatory. There's not much you need to really think about, especially if you've got the old wiring there. The colours are the same, so you can just, yeah, like for like. You see that nice yellow rod for the throttle. That's what was in there, and I thought, while I'm at it, I'll do that. And while I'm at it, I'll replace the boot on the starter. Oh, it's been a bit of a long day up here. It's been quite warm, so just bear with me. I did lose the bolt off the pressure switch, so I've got to find one of them. Or I might just buy a new switch. It probably doesn't work. You know, like, we don't know if any of this stuff's going to work. So, as you can see, that wire is not connected into where it should be because it's just ridiculously too big. There are only small wires going in there, and the ones they've replaced them with, which aren't the same size, I might add, are, yeah, too big to actually go in there. So I've got to fix that. Everything down there was pretty good. The wires on the back of the generator, well, one of them is substantially bigger than the original, which is fine, but yeah, doesn't really need to be that big. There's your headlight wiring. That's not going nowhere because we're not putting headlights on this. Can't see, but there is an earth there under that bolt. The eyelet for that is a bit too small, so that makes that really awkward to try and get back on there. So that's another issue. Everything down there with our key switch, that all seemed to be okay. But that is an aftermarket switch and an aftermarket harness. That might be why it's okay. Next issue is all this wiring here, like the larger diameter stuff, is substantially bigger than the factory. So if we come up here to our regulator, which I don't know if it works or not, you can see the wiring there. Like, there's two small ones, two big ones. Small ones are right, the big ones are a bit smaller than what's on that unit, well, that harness I should say. And by the looks of it, the wires push in there with like a little, actually I might be able to pull that one out and show you. I'm only guessing. Yeah. Can you see that? There's like a little round, near like a bullet connector sort of thing. And I think you fold the wires over, like push it through it, fold them back over on themselves, and that clamp and all that sort of stuff holds it sort of in there. But this is the wiring we've got to go in there. That's monstrous. That's not going to fit. It's not going to go anywhere near it. So I'm thinking I'm just going to leave the wires in that box and solder to, like, just join onto those ones, trim them down a bit shorter, or whatever, just solder them on there. It's a bit disappointing because I was really hoping to get all this wired up and it all just fit, but well, it bloody doesn't. So yeah, anyone interested in buying an AgriLine wiring harness, be mindful you are going to have to modify it to work. Even though it's supposed to fit this tractor, it does not. Well, it's not direct fitment. But direct fitment in this day and age seems to be a very loose term. We find a lot at work, you buy things and they're not quite, like, they're not a perfect fit. They're close, but they're just not. So that's a bit of a bummer, because I don't have any electrical gear up here, like any, I've got a whole box of, you know, my electrical repair type kit. That's not here, so I'll have to bring that up next time and we'll cobble this all together to make it work. But I've got another harness which tractor, I think it was originally going to be for the Super, the new Performance Super. Actually no, which one was it for? No, that tractor, the Super Major. And now I'm sort of wondering, maybe I'll sort something else out. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if I bought an aftermarket generator, I suppose regulator you call it, it might just work. It might have different terminals or something, maybe. I don't know. I got to think about this, because yeah, I bought two, so I thought, oh yeah, they'll be good. They're AgriLine stuff, they'll be good. Maybe not. But yeah, if you're listening from AgriLine, you need to sort out the sizes of your wirings a bit off. Most of it's okay. It's just, yeah, the starter switch and the voltage regulator wiring sizes, yeah, aren't quite right. So yeah, that's a bummer. But yeah, oh well, you get that. Not much I can do about it. So yeah, I think that's about all I was going to do for today. Still got to do a water pump and hoses and stuff down in there, but it's getting late and I'm running out of enthusiasm for today, because I've been awfully busy of late. That's why the feed's been pretty slow, because just so much other stuff going on. So yeah, but yeah, hopefully I'll get this wiring sorted out the following week. And yeah, I've got to sort out, I need to go buy some fasteners. That's holding me up a little bit too now. So I'll work out what sizes and stuff I can use. Yeah, I've had a look. I don't think I've got anything around here, so that'll be the next thing. I'll work out what's going on with all them, so I can get someone to go down there, and yeah, we should be pretty right. I think I need another lead for the starter, because that one's a bit howdy-doody. So I'll work that out too. I'll get one of them, and we should be pretty good. So anywho, all you guys, you go have fun and play with your tractors and stuff. And if any of you are tinkering around with your tractors, let us know down in the comments. I'd like to know what you guys are working on, and if you're working on anything. I don't know, some of you might not even own tractors. So anywho, you all have fun, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.